bookworms and word enthusiasts. I'm Alex, and with me is my fantastic co-host, Ben.
And I'm Ben, ready to dive into the most intense and action-packed section of the one and only Ivan yet. We're covering the chapters 12 all the way through to the explosive chapter, Angry.
This is the climax of Ivan's plan, Ben. Everything he has worked for comes down to these moments. Let's jump right in with the chapter 12.
Ivan is watching the humans and reflecting on how they communicate. He makes a profound observation. Humans love their words.
They sure do. And Ivan is about to use that love against them. He counts his paintings to make sure he's ready. I count to 12, and then I count again, just to be sure.
For vocabulary, let's learn dismay. Noun. Its English definition is
a feeling of unhappiness and disappointment. You use dismay to describe a reaction to something unpleasant or shocking. For example, he scrambles out of the water, shaking each foot in dismay.
The second word is scramble. Verb. Its English definition is
to move or climb quickly but with difficulty, often using your hands. You use scramble to describe moving in a hurried, clumsy way. For example, he scrambles out of the water, shaking each foot in dismay.
Now we move to the chapter H, where the puzzle comes together. Ivan paints lines on the floor, but Bob is confused. Ivan explains, "Not a ladder, I say, a letter. At least I think that's what they're called."
And then he reveals the powerful message behind the letter, because then I'll have a word, a very important word.
For vocabulary, let's learn monstrosity. Noun. Its English definition is
something that is very large and ugly. You use monstrosity to describe a building or object that you think is huge and hideous. For example, that sign's a monstrosity, Bob says.
The second word is feature. Verb. Its English definition is
to have as a prominent attribute or aspect, to include someone as a special attraction. You use featured when someone is the star or main part of a show or sign. For example, particularly since I'm not featured, Bob says. Alex next is nervous. Ivan is so anxious about his plan. He says, "I'm so nervous I can't nap. I can't even eat."
That's when you know it's serious. Ivan not eating? But he has faith in Julia's artistic eye. Surely Julia will see what I've imagined.
For vocabulary, let's learn sullenly. Adverb. Its English definition is in a bad-tempered and sulky way, gloomily.
You use sullenly to describe doing something in a sad, angry, or silent manner. For example, I watch Ruby trudge sullenly through the 4 o'clock show.
The second word is attraction. Noun. Its English definition is an interesting or enjoyable place that people visit. You use attraction to describe the main reason people visit a place, like a ride or a show. For example, Ruby will remain the main attraction at the Exit 8 Big Top Mall.
Now we get to the critical moment in showing Julia. Ivan tries to show her his paintings through the glass. He describes his physical state. Fingers trembling, I hold up one of my paintings.
But Julia misses the point at first. She thinks it's just a pretty picture. Ivan's internal reaction is heartbreaking. It doesn't matter. It's pretty just as it is. But he knows it does matter.
For vocabulary, let's learn trembling. Verb, an adjective. Its English definition is
shaking involuntarily, typically as a result of anxiety, excitement, or frailty. You use trembling to describe shaking hands or body parts due to strong emotion. For example, fingers trembling, I hold up one of my paintings.
The second word is display. Verb. Its English definition is
to show something to people. You use display when you present something so it can be seen. For example, I display another picture and then another.
In more paintings, desperation sets in. Ivan needs Julia to see the whole picture. He calls on his best friend. Bob grabs paintings with his teeth and drags them to me.
But as Julia and George leave, Ivan feels defeated. He says, "I press my nose against the glass and watch her walk away. All my work, all my planning, wasted."
For vocabulary, let's learn shove, verb. Its English definition is
To push something roughly. You use shove to describe pushing something hard and quickly. For example, one by one, I shove pictures through the window crack.
The second word is towering, adjective. Its English definition is
Extremely tall or high. You use towering to describe a stack or pile that is very high. For example, Julia thumbs through the towering stack of paintings.
in chest beating. Ivan prepares to use his natural voice. He explains the power of a silverback. The chest beating of a mad gorilla is not something you ever want to hear.
He compares the sound to nature itself. A real chest beating sends the whole jungle running, as if the sky has broken open.
For vocabulary, let's learn puny, adjective. Its English definition is small and weak.
You use puny to describe something that looks weak or unimpressive. For example, they beat their hands against their puny chests.
The second word is soundless, adjective. Its English definition is making no sound, silent.
You use soundless to describe something that makes very little or no noise. For example, they pound away, soundless as the wet wings of a new butterfly.
Finally, we reach angry. This is the moment Ivan explodes into action. He describes the noise. The sound, my sound, echoes through the mall.
And he finally understands his own emotion and purpose. I'm angry at last. I have someone to protect.
For vocabulary, let's learn echoes, verb. Its English definition is of a sound to be repeated or reverberate after the original sound has stopped.
You use echoes when a sound bounces off walls and fills a large space. For example, the sound, my sound, echoes through the mall.
The second word is bellow, verb. Its English definition is to emit a deep, loud roar, typically in pain or anger.
You use bellow to describe a very loud, deep shout or roar. For example, I screech and bellow.
What a powerful ending to this section. Ivan has finally found his voice.
He certainly has. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Happy reading.